Hey fellow gamers, it's Cozy Mel and I'm here for another video with you on Palia. Today we're going to talk about hunting. And right now, Halcyon and his dog Tao, or plume hound Tao, are walking toward us. So we're going to go see if we can talk to Halcyon. And you can tell that he carries a store on his back. So he has a store with him at all times. You don't have to go any special place. Anywhere that you find him, he has the store with him. So we're going to look at what he has. He has standard arrows, and these are a regular arrow. They have average damage. If you want to do better, a fine arrow is a regular arrow that deals high damage. You might have to shoot a deer twice with a fine arrow, 3 times with a standard arrow when you're hunting Cernak over in Bahari Bay, something like that, okay? But then we have also a bow. You're going to start out with a terrible bow and you're going to have a lot of drop off and you won't be able to shoot very far. The standard bow will help you a little bit. It shoots farther. And then the fine bow is great for shooting farther. The nicer the bow, the farther it shoots. And to me, the less drop off you have, it feels more accurate to me. So your arrows are going to make you do more damage. They're going to take more hit points off of whatever it is you're shooting at when you get a better arrow. But the bow is going to make you shoot farther and I feel more accurately. Flare arrows, people use that to shoot a flare up in the air whenever they want to have some people come help them cut down a flow tree or they want to share a pallium node, something like that. And then you also have dispel arrows, and these are an arrow that deals high damage and disrupts the magical ability of a powerful creature. So if you have a proud horn Cernak stag that we call a disco Bambi or fancy dancy deer, they glow and they sparkle and they run off and disappear, leaving sparkly dust in their wake. They have magic. So if you shoot them with a dispel arrow, it will take away their magic for a few seconds so that you get a chance to keep shooting them or your helpers can keep shooting them. The exquisite bow has the farthest range in the game. And to me, I just like it, but you do you. You do not have to go this far in bows and arrows if you don't want to. That's completely up to you. The hunter's horn is supposed to help you find the fancy dancy deer, something fancier when you're hunting. I have not purchased this recipe because I don't use those very often. So I haven't done that yet. And then all of these are things that you can purchase with medals, and you earn the medals after you get to level 10. And I am not to level 10 yet in hunting, which is why I need to go out and do some hunting. But I wanted to go over everything that you can purchase from Halcyon with gold as you level yourself up, okay? And then he also uh, has the talk window. So, anytime you see him, it's always great to talk to him as well. We are in a little place called the Mirror Fields in Kilima, and I'll show it to you on the map, Mirror Fields. That's just a little area where you can kind of easily find some of the Cernak and some of the Choppa that are available. And Byrone's going to help me shoot some. Now, most of you, if you are past your original bow, you can get these in one shot. So let's see if I can get this deer. So that is your regular, what they call dun, the D-U-N, dun colored or buff colored deer. You can shoot those in one shot if you have standard arrows or above, just not with makeshift arrows. Do you see any choppa you can shoot, Byrone? Somebody just ran through here hunting, and so they scared away a few things. So now we're just going to have to look around and see if we can find a choppa. Byrone just took care of that deer. So he should have a sack of goodies to pick up there. I have kind of found, oh, here's one over here if you haven't found one yet, Byrone. I have kind of found that sometimes when you shoot one, it'll scare another one away. So I try to shoot the one that's the farthest away first so that sometimes it won't scare the others. So see there, I got that deer without scaring away the choppa that Brian is aiming at. So he got to go ahead and get that choppa. Whereas normally the choppa would have run away when I shot the, if I shot the choppa first, the deer might have run away. So since the deer was farther away, I went ahead and shot it first. And then we can go ahead and pick up our bags of goodies. And when you hunt together, you both get the same amount. So, if you are both shooting, I'm going to go ahead and miss Brian and you go ahead and hit him. If you're both shooting at the same deer, it doesn't matter. You will hopefully both get the bag and be able to pick it up. And if it has one deer meat in it or whatever, you each get one deer meat. So it's not going to split it up. So do you see a bag, Byron? Were you able to pick up a bag? Yes. Okay. And then I can pick up the bag as well. And I got a Cernak hide and a Cernak antler, and he would have gotten exactly the same thing. So most games will split things up when you play together. Not this game. Palia lets you have everything. You both get everything. So it ends up working out really well for you as far as that goes. And as long as you're aiming at the same item and you're fairly close to it, then you will be able to pick up the bag of loot, even if you missed by a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to move over to Bahari Bay because, but I do have to go pick up this loot because I did shoot at this, even though I missed and Byrone hit it, I still get to loot it because I shot at it and just went right above its head. But we were both shooting at it at the same time, so we both got to loot it. Now we're going to go to Bahari Bay, and we will be back with you in just a second. Okay, we are over in Bahari Bay. I'll show you that on the map. We are here near the flooded steps. We're in the northern half of Bahari Bay, and we can do some hunting over here. And this type of deer is going to have to be shot more than once, and they are also going to be more skittish. So we have hit this deer, and it is still going. Now, Byrone did use a slowdown arrow on it. And so with a slow down arrow, he slowed down how fast that deer was running away, which allowed him to shoot it more, again and get it without chasing it so far. Now we each got 4 Cernak hide and 2 Cernak meat out of that deer. It does not split it up. You both get exactly the same amount. But that is the what happens with this kind of a deer. Now, if I was by myself, say, and I came across a deer and I shot it, it might run off and I might not be able to shoot it again while it's running away. I have a bad habit of missing. So anyway, when I shoot at that deer, that's a dun or buff colored deer. You can kill it in one shot. This is what we call a stuck deer. So if we shoot this deer that can't get away, he will eventually turn into a bag and you can go ahead and loot him. It's kind of not fair to the deer, because he's stuck, but what the heck? So we got him unstuck. He's happier now, right? We pushed his unstuck button for him. Anyway, as I was saying, if I shoot a deer and it runs away, there are times when I will miss on the second shot, and I won't get it. And so that's why sometimes we will use a slowdown. Like, see, that deer is taking off and running a million miles an hour. I will usually wait for him to stop, but I'll try to keep an eye on him. And there he has stopped. So I'm going to shoot him for a second time. And he's still running. So that means he's a 3-shot deer. So this is, now Brian just shot him with a slow down arrow, slowed him down, and shot him again. Golly, good shooting, man. So he is able to take that thing down for the both of us. And we get quite a bit out of that. And that was an elder Cernak, and that's why it took 3 shots. Even though I'm using a good bow and good arrows, it still took 3 shots because it was an elder Cernak. Okay, and then the new animal in the game is a Mugen. So I'm going to chop down a tree, and I'm going to let Byrone shoot a Mugen if we get one to come out. Oh, crikey. That's a lot of Mugen. I'm going to try to shoot at it anyway so that I get some, yeah, see. So I shot and I missed. But because I shot right at it and it went underneath him, I get credit for it too. So there you get 3 fur and 2 Mugen meat. So we've been here a matter of a minute, and we have gotten 2 Elder Cernak antlers, some regular Cernak antlers. We've gotten some fur. We have gotten 2 Mugen meat, and we've gotten plenty of Cernak meat. So these are pretty good amounts in just a small amount of time. Now we're going to have to try to see if we can get our hands on a chopper. So hang on just a second. We'll be right back. Now we have found the type of choppa that live over here in Bahari Bay. This type of choppa has black on them, little black ear tips, and Brian's gonna try to shoot one. And these are the kind that you normally will have to shoot twice. Now, sometimes he can use a slow down arrow, and he might be able to hit it and slow it down. See, the slow down arrow causes it to run a little slower and gives him the opportunity to shoot it a second time. Now, some of these choppa over here will be the same as the ones that you get over in Kilima. Sometimes there will be just a plain orange one, that doesn't have any black on it, and that'll still be a one-hit choppa. But you do get less out of them but the choppa are going to be fairly skittish over here. They are going to tend to run off on you. And especially if you hit one choppa, you're going to have several, run away, even if they don't feel like they're very close. But we both shot at that one, and we were able to both loot it. And we got fur and meat and a choppa tail out of it, which is a lot more than you get out of one of the plain light orange colored choppa. So even though you have to hit it more than once, it is kind of worth it. Now, there are also ways to do this where you can actually shoot that choppa when he is jumping into his hole in the ground. And if you do, and you get him, see right there, you get that bag of goodies. Even though he was already crawling into his hole, you could still shoot him. And some of the people in my community that are in my group and stuff, my subscribers, they will say that they can shoot the choppa much better if they're standing still and sticking their little heads up in the air, and that is definitely true. So if you have a good enough bow that you can stay far away from them and wait for them to stand up and stick their little heads up into the air, it makes them a lot easier to bring down if they are single shot choppa. If they're double shot, they're going to run, and you're either going to have to use a slow down arrow if you need to shoot them twice, or you can try to shoot them the second time even when they're climbing into their hole. Okay, so that's about it. I think we've covered everything you need to know about hunting, and good luck getting out there and hunting. I hope you like and subscribe and ring that bell so you know when I drop another video, and I'll see you in the next one.